Hello, folks.
Don't get straight, no, 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 I ain't getting straight, don't get straight, I ain't getting straight, I'm sick of the suffering, can't stand the pain, don't get straight.
I'm okay, I'm good, hanging in there.
Oh, wait, the way they said we can see, let it take, they got you Brennan said, totally insane, don't get strange. Everything they got, questionable evidence, yeah, they buy, many walk, but it makes such sense. While they're in the game, don't get strange.
Hey, Trav.
Don't get strange.
Hey, Allie. Hey, Pom Pom. Hi, Linda. Ziggy.
Don't get strange. I ain't getting straight.
I'll let Stacy do it.
And that line, that cheating,
except this part. Torre sweaty. Anything he says, you can throw away. He's a legal stain. Don't get strange. Stupid Alexa. Hush, Alexa. You're damn right, Allie. That's funny. Absolutely. I wasn't going to sing, but then I was like, oh, wait, this is the part about legal stain. Sweat, predatory sweaty. You know, perfect. I love that part. I know. I don't even know what set that off, actually. I mean, anyway, so. Hello, Linus. Hello, Carol Ann. Hello, Shell. Everybody. Hello, Truth Monster. Hello, Chase. How you doing, Chase? See, they're all legal stains as far as I'm concerned. Certainly Fallon's getting right up there in the mix, isn't he? Sukowitz, no, she's still there. She hasn't gone anywhere yet. Awesome, awesome. Glad to hear it, Chase. So, well, before I start talking about Fallon, I just want to make everybody aware of something. I'm not exactly sure what the story is behind this, but my attention was called to it, and I think it's pretty odd. For some reason, I feel this could be confusing to people. For some reason, when you put in a search in the search field for Bobby Dassey, it brings up a list of results, search results. And then next to the results is like this little, I don't know, it's like a little box with like info about Bobby. The strange thing is there's a picture of me there wearing my Metallica shirt. Pretty odd. From one of my videos, clearly. But, you know, anyway, so just, anyways, anybody who sees that, it's, you know, or if you find anybody else that gets confused by it, let them know. It's maybe it's because I have a particularly popular video about Bobby Dassey, so somehow Google's algorithm like tied my image to him, and somehow I don't know. But anyway. And Max Cobra is the one that told me about it, by the way. Didn't know that they were looking for credit on it. But yeah, Max Cobra caught it and brought it to my attention. And I checked it out, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then I had two other people try it. It was unreal. I was like, okay. somehow Google tied my image to that. I don't know why or how, but somehow it did. Oh, really? Right on, Max. No problem, dude. Happy to give you credit on it. I just didn't know that you wanted it, really. So, you had to pay Google. That's crazy, dude. That is wild. Let's see. Oh, you're a star. People don't particularly like Bobby Dassey at the moment, though. That's the problem. I'm not, but hey, it is what it is. I think most people know that that's not Bobby. A lot of people know that that's me. So, Hello, Michelle. Let's see here. Let's see. Is it it's as if it is showing you instead of Bobby? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it was wild. I pulled it up. I was just like, there it is. Look, that's my image. The even funnier part is, this is the really strange part. It might even be a joke. I was thinking it might be a joke from Paul Capaldi, because when you click on the picture of me, it takes you to Paul Capaldi's homepage, YouTube homepage. So who knows? It could be some new Haverings from the Mad Scotsman. Who knows? Anyways, so that's that. I'm not Bobby Dassey, folks. So if you come across that, anyway. The good part is I am wearing the Metallica shirt. That is a good one. If I was going to get caught at wearing any shirt, that one's a good one. That's funny. So, interesting stuff here. So, Fallon has responded to Zellner apparently, and so what I was reading the article and stuff about it, and what it's saying is Fallon saying that yes, some bones were given back to the hall box, acknowledging that, and then he's saying there's some bones left in the bag, but he doesn't know which ones are human, which I agree, because they're the ones that he and Gon and Wiegert left there the first time. So I have no doubt, really, that the ones in the bag are probably not Teresa. But so he's feigning ignorance, like he's trying to feign ignorance, like, oh, but I don't know what's in there. I don't know if whatever. And it's like, oh, well, you should know because you were there. You were one of the ones making the decisions of what bones went back and which bones didn't. So to try to act like you don't know, or you're, I don't know what's there, maybe, whatever kind of, it's BS. It's absolute BS. Switch out Kaczynski. That's funny. Ellen can't get phone calls, email straight. So he probably did pin. Yeah. So, and it's like, and in all of this, right? In all of this, like, obviously, Fallon's, Fallon and the state are just going like, we don't know. We got to check. Yeah, some were given back, but like trying to like act like there's, no big whoop or something, right? And it's just like, the thing is here, and for me, this is kind of an important point. These are the bones at trial that they couldn't spend 20 seconds on, because the best that could be said about them is that they were possible human. So that means at trial, we don't know, or they don't know. Basically, you have to accept the facts at the time is they didn't know. Right? How did they, between trial and the end of trial and 920, what is it? 920 on 2011. What happens in between there that suddenly brings resolution and focus to the fact that those are human bones and need to go back to the Halbach family. Like how, right? How did that determination get made if it wasn't made at trial? That's for me really a big question that I see kind of getting overlooked. Not really, for me, it's, this whole thing is basically an admission from the state that those bones were Teresa's, and essentially they were deliberately misleading the jury at trial because they clearly believed that those were Teresa's bones. But they didn't want to say that in front of the jury because they thought the jury might believe the defense's theory of which way the bones went, right? So for me, it's huge that just the fact that they handed them back is, to me, an admission. And, so, all right, let's take some comments. Let's see. See, I took a wrong turn in Manitowoc then. I totally only come here because I thought he was Bobby. That's funny, Amber. Haha. Let's see. Fallon can't even get his phone calls and emails straight. Let's see. Or as was written in a post last night, Bobby Dassey. Brendan is smarter than the judge. No, I'm so confused. Because they gave away all the bones Eisenberg thought were human. Fallon is havering. Definitely a case to be made for that, I think. Let's see. Look, Trav, look, you say because they gave away all the bones Eisenberg thought were human. Well, first of all, did she think they were human when the best that could be said about them was possible human? That kind of a label suggests to me that maybe she was leaning more towards being unsure than sure. I don't know. That's what that classification kind of suggests to me, but maybe I'm wrong. But it sounds to me like she was leaning towards by saying possibly human, as if she's saying maybe, like it's an outside chance that they're human. It's just the way that comes off to me. But look, maybe I'm interpreting it wrong, but I still think it's basically an admission from the state that they knew all along that those were Teresa's bones, and they were deliberately misrepresenting them at trial. And he's more criminal than, it wouldn't surprise me. They can't even call the right person. How is she going to get the bones from the hall box? She won't be able to get the bones from the hall box. If this is all deemed, to be exculpatory and all those things, then this will trigger a new trial for Stephen, and it will be a new trial. It won't be getting the bones for testing. Once they were given back to the hall box, that was effectively disposed of. That's the way they referred to it in the documents and stuff. That's at that point they are disposed of. If I were the hall box and they gave me a bucket of KFC bones, I'd be pissed. Yeah. They lied at trial. Let's see here. Problem with the statement is I think it was his closing statement. So there is really no misdirect with that, if I am correct. The investigators knew they were human, and they knew damn well whose they were. New trial is a given in any state but Wisconsin. They did it before MAM and didn't think it would ever be questioned. That's what I think. There has still been no answer to Zellner's questions in her court document, which asks whether DNA testing has occurred on any of the bones since the original trial. Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm calling attention to, is that, to me, it's, it could be as Travis says, and they're just going strictly off of Eisenberg's label of possible human, and using that to determine it. Seems pretty sketchy and weak to me. But, you know. What are they going to say? Does the state have to explain this in court? Do they have to charge? Well, they will if an evidentiary hearing happens with it. They will have to explain. How does one get an exhumation? I don't know that will even be I don't think that's even going to be an option, Amber. I don't think exhumation will even be an option. Wasn't Fallon the guy that said do so at their peril? Yes, Michelle, he is. Funny and sad at the same time. Oh, yeah, that'll never happen in Wisconsin. Yeah, they have to remember the court can order unbury the dead. Yeah, I doubt that'll happen. I don't know. Maybe. Russell, even a closing argument that is biased on a false narrative can still pronlematus. Okay. I thought all bone sites were human and did not add up to more than one body. See, didn't KZ say in MAM2 that some of the bones were on Eisenberg's report as human, but she wasn't asked about those bones at trial, so she didn't have to lie. Am I wrong? I believe that's correct, actually. Hello, Paula. How much have I missed? We're discussing Fallon and his feigning ignorance about giving the bones back to the hall box. Let's see. The two categories were possibly human and avian. They got the possibly human back, not the avian. And could SA get a fair trial in Wisconsin? I think you would with Zellner representing him, or close to it as he could get. Haven't the guilders gone quiet? Are you kidding me? You see this guy on Twitter right now? There's this guy. His name's Joe. Oh my God, man! The guy was just saying. I had 99 notifications when I got home today, and a bunch of them were from that guy Joe. Joe's a guilter, and Joe's sitting there basically like, Kathleen Zellner has no base. She's completely wrong. Nothing she's saying has any merit. Blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of crap that makes absolutely zero sense. Delusional. But anyway, no, they're out. They're there. I had another one. I had one commenting on my channel today telling me I was a copycat. So I responded like, who exactly am I copying? Because I have no idea who that is. But anyway. There were two other subcategories, non-bone and unknown. Caroline thinks exhumation is an option. We'll see if it's an option or not. Michelle, you're right. Certainly is quiet around these parts. Dante is hearing. Dante in a hearing have to deem the state. Oh, don't they in a hearing have to deem the state got rid of the evidence stating that it would be highly likely to prove that Stephen didn't? Well, yeah, she's looking to prove that the bones started over in the Manitowoc County gravel pit. That's what she's basically trying to establish, and that, and once you establish the bones being planted, we all know about the key. We all, it becomes much, it becomes more plausible to really look at it and say that if these two things happen and all the rest of this evidence looks really sketchy, it starts to become where you can kind of connect the dots, but maybe not quite yet, but it just continues to add further weight, like the ducks. Man, I don't even want to get pulled over in Wisconsin. Wasn't Fallon also the one that said these are good, honest people? No, I think that is Gone. I think Gone is the one that said that. But maybe it was Fallon. But I think that sounds like more something Gone would say. They only mentioned one pile in the quarry at trial. KZ since found two more and were not mentioned. Yes, we We did go over those in a video when we talked about the bones had already been given back to the Hall box. We talked about the various quarry piles, and yes, 2 of them were previously unknown or weren't talked about at trial. Stacy Seabrook just dropped a new track, everyone. Oh, cool. Awesome. Can't wait to check it out. I read someone who is a forensic specialist said there's no such thing as possible human, that even a bad FS can tell. A bad forensic scientist. They still have reasons why it's all BS. Stacy literally just uploaded a new video. Cool. I'll play it on the way out. Joe is King Krat's wife. Oh, is it Leah? That could be. I got 99 problems and Joe is all of them. That's funny, Jamie. What? Redonk? Yeah. Yeah, that is why she has exonerated more people in the U.S. than any other private attorney. The real killer could come right out and confess with a very descriptive detail, and the guilters would still say he's guilty, probably. Thank you, Denise. Why are they so mad? No, you want pizza? Let's see. I don't want to jaywalk in Wisconsin. Let's see. Hardworking, good, honest man is gone. Yeah. Oops. Hey, Mark. What's up, buddy? Maybe I'll just have some more cheesecake. See. It might speak talker messing with me. And you when you read it, yeah. Let's see. I got banned from Twitter for 24 hours because of guilters, the buggers. You had to take it out on so many of it. That's funny. Let's see. A lot of people don't want to believe that law enforcement is capable of these kinds of things, even though there's many examples of it. Oh, have the cheesecake. There's no integrity in any of this stuff. Once you lose any sense of comfort or trust in what the state says. Let's see. I have 3 souls planning review. We get to. I have less and less faith in cops and justice system every day. I had to channel King Craps to find my son's birthday gift. Oh, then you should have been channeling Link. That's, the missing link. Anyway. I haven't gone to Twitter jail, but I have been on timeout at Reddit. Oh, really? Let's see. Let's see. I'm not on Twitter because I don't like jails. Okay. Heck no. All right. Too many people talking about cheesecake here. Getting off topic. Hey, just curious, was the state of Wisconsin and Fallon just feeding KZ along for 3 years knowing they gave these bones away? Oh, did I miss something, or did Wisconsin? Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely what's happening. That's why the state was so eager to try to shame, try to create this kind of campaign to make it seem like KZ was the one wasting time here. Like it was KZ that was stopping up the works here. And that's why all that came out in the press. But the moment Mark Williams accidentally calls KZ and leaves a message for Tom Fallon, oh, nobody touches that story, or only one news agency. So it's like, ridiculous. So yeah, so I mean that's I think what's going on. It's just, for me, it's just there's no way in this that they look okay. They don't look cool on it, because I mean, Norm Gahn's the one that wrote the statute about biological evidence, and the reason why they hold on to biological evidence is because they know that techniques and things like that are constantly moving forward, and that sometimes things that can't be tested now can. There will be a test and something that's reliable that can test them, say maybe 5 or 10 years down the line. And so that's why it's supposed to be held on to. I mean, and the fact is they went in and did this and deliberately tried to hide it. I mean, it's obvious they were trying to hide it. They were not sending the updated queso over to Stevens' attorneys. They were not sending the updated ledgers to Stevens' attorneys at the time. And clearly, they've now admitted that they have no proof that they attempted to call or notify Steven or his attorneys. They have no way to help themselves on that. They are basically exposed on that. So, anyway. Exactly. I'm in that same boat. It's sad, but there's evil in everything. If Catholic priests can rape children, it's sickening. So unless she gets a hearing, the state doesn't have to respond in court about whether or not they have the bones. I don't believe they do. I believe it takes an evidentiary hearing where she can start to question some of these people. That will start to come out. This morning I was on some blogspot site named after George Zipper blog, .com, I think it is. It had so much info and documents I couldn't finish it all. Have you ever been there? Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It is one of the websites you can go to get information about the case, and it's a good one. Let's see. Well, if KZ does anything with this epic slip, she will do so at her peril. That's funny. Let's see. Watch the Spotlight. Very interesting about the Catholic Church. I did a video about the keepers. That one set me off. I think Erekose just wants some cheesecake. I do like cheesecake, but no, I'm good. What about those that try to say, but they give a murder victim's body to the family? So I think what you're saying is you're asking me, what about the people that say, oh, well, they're just trying to give these bones back to the family, right? They're just trying to help them get closure about their lost loved one. Well, here's my answer to that. How do you know it's your lost loved one? Prosecution said that the prosecution was very keen to represent those bones as not being your loved one. So, yeah. I don't know why people would want that, personally, unless other testing was done and they suddenly became a lot more certain, then maybe. But I don't know. But if they did that testing and didn't tell anybody, they're in the same boat. So really right now, no matter what, they're in the same boat. It's just, yeah, I don't. Anyway, KZ needs to show the return of bones was done in bad faith. See, the site also said TikTok Manitowoc Reddit person disappeared and claimed it was due to pressure. Disappeared and claimed it was due to pressure. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean, Linus. Jerome, hey, what's up, buddy? I don't have any time for now, but I still hear. I haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering where you were at. I wore the shirt the other day. Missed it. Fallon helped write the law anyway. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. He believes in DNA testing himself. Why would he do that? Come on. Can the state use the exhumed bones to prosecute a new suspect if SA is exonerated? Possibly, but all the bones, the only reason to test the bones is because Zellner wants to prove that the bones started at the Manitowoc County gravel pit and that they were then moved to Stephen Avery's burn pit. And that's why you only have 70%, or I'm sorry, you only have 40% of the bones there, I believe, or something like a little over 40%. You have, I think most of the rivets from the jeans, but there's no waist button. There's just, if it was the original burn site, little things would all be there. All the little type of things and stuff like that, that would all be there. That would not likely get dragged off. The bones might get dragged off if they were, but like little things like little rivets and little things like little buttons for a jeans or something, those things, nothing's going to drag that off. So all that stuff should be there, but it's not all there, which suggests that it started somewhere else. Just saw this on Twitter and they can't find the bones. Maybe they should call in Colburn and forcibly shake the bag. That's funny. That's funny, Lorraine. The celebrity status of this case, you would think anyone handling evidence would have been hyper aware of what they had in their hands and would follow the rules to the T unless otherwise motivated. Well, back in 2011, though, they didn't have a white hot spotlight. They thought that they could just do this and nobody would ever question it. So I'll ask again. By admitting the bones were given back, has he admitted guilt to doing something illegal? Essentially, yes. They've given back biological evidence. They have disposed of biological evidence that should not have been disposed of. So, yes, they have violated a statute in Wisconsin that requires the state to hold on to any biological evidence until the person convicted leaves prison. And in Stephen's case, that would be either by exoneration or when he dies. So, that's where it's at. So technically, they should never be giving anything. They should never be disposing of anything until Stephen, is out of prison in whatever way that happens. I read that Manitowoc County ran over a passed out drunk guy and killed him, and then they pressured. Yeah, there is a story about that. What do you think will happen if the courts have a similar ruling as some of their past rulings? You think they can shut it down, and what might happen if that's the case? I don't know. I don't know that that's a really smart. I don't know that would really work out for him at this point. We'll have to see what ends up happening here. I mean, you got these news agencies that are reporting on it, and they're reporting about all this stuff that's happening, and it's got to be, it's going to be hitting people out there that have had an interest in this case, and they got to be looking at it going, wow, what's the state doing here? Like every day they're coming out looking a little shadier and a little shadier. So it's, yeah. Anyway, I know the RAV4 was hers and they didn't give it back for closure. And they won't let Zellner test it either. But he was released, right? Who's he? Neither Stephen or Brendan has been released, Rascal. I'm not sure who you're referring to. I've read in Reddit that the state may have tested these bones after court to return them to the hall box. Could this be true? Um, well, I would say no. They would have told Zellner that today. If they had done that, well, maybe not, or maybe they did test them and they don't want to say it now, because once they say we tested those bones and made sure, then it just becomes makes it even easier for Zellner to prove bad faith, in my opinion. Let's see. I agree with you. But I have had people say that to me. I tried to say that the samples are taken from the body and later testing if needed. Yeah, I mean, but that's the way it is. But I know it's, yeah. Let's see. 20 seconds worth of family bones. Right. I did not have the heart to stop my daughter from buying a RAV4. Did not want to scare her. Let's see. Animal or human, they gave the bones to the family without notification to SA or KZ. His release alone would have been a big deal in that area and amongst law enforcement, etc. Right? It would have been, yeah, and the local law enforcement wouldn't have been too happy about it. Hey, does anyone know who precipitated in the releasing of the bones? Haven't been able to find an answer to that one. Extremely curious. Let's see. Wow. I have you streamed over the 72. My, how you have grown. Oh, you sent me over to the 72-inch TV. Got it. Okay. I see there. Yes, I see the Belgium shirt. I wore it in a video like 2 days ago. No teeth. Game over, Wisconsin. Linus Knight. There are 2 cases where LE were involved, more so than the original hit and run, and it was indicated by the coroner. Exactly. It was actually, yeah, he'd been hit and run or whatever, and then they ran him over when they got there, and they were bullying the coroner to say that the guy had died from the accident, basically. Could have been sold to private buyer or research institution, etc. We just don't know what they did within. Even if the Whiting Funeral Home transferred the Hallbach family at this point, I don't think they ever recovered all of her teeth. No, they didn't. Was SA's dog chewing on some of the bones, and that's how they found them? Seriously, never met a dog that wouldn't have been dragging them up and whatever. Well, that's the whole thing. No, he wasn't doing that. And they would have seen him do it. If he was suddenly pulling bones out of the burn pit and they saw him like chewing on bones or whatever, they probably would have like noticed. The thing is that it's after Bear is gone that suddenly these bones appear in the pit. No dogs were indicating on these bones previous to that. They weren't. It's weird. I mean, and you think about it, all the dogs did not have an interest in Steven's trailer or the property. They were immediately jumping over the property line to go head into the quarry. That's where they thought things were of interest. And the dogs don't lie. They just follow their nose. So it just makes more sense to me. Zellner's theory of the way the bones moved makes more sense to me than the fairy tale, that is the other option, I guess you would call it. But anyway, it's totally just bogus. Jeremy Hawkins signed off on after all bone fragments were determined to be able to be returned to the hall box by attorney Fallon, gone, and right. And did not notify Steven or his counsel, absolutely. Which it turns out, it looks like that is actually Mark Wiegert's responsibility, so it looks like he's on the hook a little bit here. That's according to Tracy Strunsey, that it was up to Mark Wiegert to notify Steven's counsel and all that, but he didn't do it. Um, see, I read that. Did the state file a response since the voicemail? Well, not a response, but Zellner tweeted, and now there's an article telling us that the state responded to Zellner and told her basically what I was telling you guys at the beginning of the video. I read that they found a bobby pin in the gravel pit. Yes, that's a hairpin, but someone joked maybe it was Bobby's pin, right? Can the cadaver dogs detect teeth? Maybe more out somewhere. Well, they technically are supposed to be able to smell, and detect any human biological material, but I would imagine that the bones kind of give off less than like flesh, like rotting flesh would. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how the cadaver dogs work, but it's an interesting question. They're thinking up of another lie. Damn them all. Yeah. See, I don't think the state is going to be filing anything. I think we're just waiting for the court to rule. Exactly. They used Eisenberg notes and photos to determine what to give back. Yeah, Carol Ann, I get that, but that doesn't help me because Eisenberg's determinations were possible human, and it's just another way that allowed them to be dishonest at trial, and I just won't accept it. Let's see here. SA needed to know me and hang with me. I would have kept him out of trouble. He will be released, or there will be no Making a Murderer 3. Well, I never met a dog named Bear that wouldn't be chewing on bones. Maybe I should let this alone. Well, like I said, nobody saw him chewing on bones. There's no report of ever seeing Bear chewing on bones. So hopefully the court does the right thing for once. The civil case was dropped by Judge Flowers around the same time. Not sure if that was the trigger. Let's see, Erekose, your thoughts on, do you think the state is hiding more info evidence besides the bones? Well, on one hand, I would want to answer you, it's hard to believe that they would have another doozy like this that they were hiding. But on the other hand, I wouldn't put it past them at this point. So I'd say it very well could be. Very well could be. Make friends with the like button, everybody. The question about testing the bones from KZ was in the last motion. Please hit the like button. Let's see. Erekose, I'm quiet and I don't ask you some question because I'm always agree with you, buddy. Thank you, Jerome. See, they collected this. I hate to say it, but bear is a really dumb name for German Shepherd. Okay. Still needs lots of. KP is also rumored to have been over a woman. Rumored over a woman and killed her. And let's see. And I have a lot of GSDs. Had a Doberman GSD mix. Scent dogs are amazing. Wasn't there only one tooth found? Yes. Actually, it was two halves of a tooth that the dentist glued back together and determined that it could be one of Teresa's teeth. They found a couple fragments of teeth. There's no way he did. I think it was 3 teeth. Bones got all kinds of marrow in them, and if not 2 burned, the dog would follow them. That's true. The dog poop is in evidence. Let's see. Possible human, possible animal, possible alien. Possible alien. Kucharski. The aliens were hanging out in Narnia. That's, in the cabinet. So, no bones were in the pit when Bear was on the property. Travis, I don't know anyone who would want dog poop. Okay, there are a couple property tags marked teeth that were returned to the hall box. There you go. I agree. Maybe I misunderstood. I have one pure GSD. Okay, did the cops come get Bear out of the Avery salvage yard before the murder of TH? No. None of the cops did anything with Bear. They left him chained up there until the 7th when somebody finally came and took him somewhere else. And then on the 8th is when they're suddenly finding the bones in the burn pit. And it's Manitowoc again. Sergeant Yost. Where's T1 so he can tell everyone to Hulk smash? I don't know. I've been seeing T1 very much lately. I'm running behind, but when you click your image that appears on Google, it links back to another YouTuber being the host of the photo. That YouTuber is my buddy Paul. That's what I said. It could be a big joke by him. Sorry, everyone. I'm pretty drunk. Cadaver dogs, yes, they can. Very, very sensitive. There is someone in one of my other groups who is very knowledgeable about their training and capabilities. That person said the dog behavior tracks. Chase Pastel, I believe that the state has a lot of info that they're not sharing. There's probably a fair amount of that. Awesome work again, Erekose. Have a wonderful night. You too, Chase. Were teeth found? If so, where? There was a couple teeth found in the burn pit. You know where the test? Let's see, it's very important. Typing in cursive. Gatan has never tested the ledge of the teeth were recovered from the burn pit. Definitely aliens. Now you're showing off. Let's see here. Can the governor of Wisconsin pardon both guys if he wants? He could. I doubt, but Zellner's certainly not looking for that. Tooth was tested just compared to TH dentist records. The dogs are tested regularly for false negatives and false positives. That's true. I read about that when I was going through some of the. Well, at the trial, she explained some of the process for what it's like training cadaver dogs and stuff. The handler explains it a bit. Let's see. If Bear, okay, I got time. What's your poison tonight? I'm having a lemon drop martini. I don't even want to know all the weird stuff that they have in evidence. Leave me in my hula skirt. Yeah, you got a hula skirt, Jamie? Yeah. Shouldn't tell on yourself. Let's see. Let's see. Did the saran wrap that? Looks like Paul Capaldi's page. It is. I'm seeing 44 likes. I see 44 as well. Trotter Cane, that's my favorite drink ever. Bruce, we already know. Let's see. Okay, looks like it's waiting for the state to respond and the wait for Zellner, Truth or Consequences to play out. Let's see, one titled Erekose Unleashed, God Save Our Ears. Yeah, that's him. He just names his videos funny things. That's my buddy Paul. Yes, he knows. Yeah, no worries, Bruce. May have missed the beginning. So, do we know if Fallon called or emailed KZ admitting bone return? Zellner tweeted that she talked to him, that he told her. So, I assume that's true. He can pardon or commute. Lisa B, did you see the article? Let's see. Didn't hear him say it was linked to someone talking about him and not a video from his own YouTube. We got Bruce Willis in the chat. That's awesome. Let's see. To exhume bones, does KZ need the TH's family permission? That or the court order. I know how to hula dance. Capaldi's constantly punking me. It's what he calls it, because he calls me the dude, right? Like the Big Lebowski. He calls me the dude or his dudeness, and he's constantly micturating, as he calls it, micturating on my rug. That's how he refers to it. So this is probably just the latest Capaldi peeing on my rug. It's hard work being the dude. Let's see. Bruce, when are you coming back to Austin to jam again? Ziggy, love this. Yeah. I mean, did he actually talk to her, or did he puss out and send an email? I'm not sure. I read in case that in 06, Uyghur tried to subpoena Ricciardi and Demis's video footage. You think? Yeah, Uyghur and Kratz, I believe. I'm not sure you really want to see that. Okay. There have been teeth and bite comparisons done in who knows how many cases where there was a conviction as a result, and later DNA evidence exonerated them. True. But the saying is the hula dancing, watch the hands and not the hips. Let's see. Aside from the bones being released to the hall box, once they released them, they gave away SA due rights to process. Should it matter which ones or not? They held them in evidence for a reason. Well, they shouldn't have given them away. I mean, they shouldn't have. That's hands down, they shouldn't have. It's biological evidence, and therefore they shouldn't have done it. It's it's against the law to do what they did, but the courts sometimes don't always see it that way. The deleted flyover video segments would there be any chance of getting those back at all in the future should this get a retrial? If they're deleted, unless somebody has a master copy somewhere, I mean, I don't know how they would reappear unless somebody had one that would appear. I mean, I don't know if it's out there. I don't know if it exists. An unaltered master copy, but aside from the bones being released to the hall box, once they released them, they gave away SA due rights to process. Should it matter which ones are not? They held them up. Right. I agree. They didn't want to acknowledge those bones during trial, but now they're suddenly acknowledging them and giving them back to the victim's family. So that's, for me, a huge deal. See, look at Colburn's body language when asked on the stand. Were you looking at those plates when you when you called it in, right? He thinks it isn't the real Bruce Willis. It probably isn't. The teeth were for ID only, not for bite mark evidence. That's true. I already kissed it 3 times, but I think she only kissed back once. I think I am. Let's see here. I think I'm going to make you a shirt and put the dude on the front, and you can wear it in one of your Paul videos. If you've ever been in burn site where a human body has been burnt. It's horrible and can be smelled for a long distance. Just another reason I don't believe the body was burned at the Avery property. Exactly. Yes, the hands convey the story. Take us out with God Save the Queen. No, not doing that. But you guys can go tune in to Mr. Capaldi's channel in, well, basically midnight Central Time, which is going to be probably about an hour after, yeah, about an hour or so, maybe after this one, or, oh, I'm sorry, no, half an hour. Shoot, I'm going to have to wrap this up here pretty quick, folks, because I'm going to be going live on Paul's channel. He's going to be going live. So it's his birthday, and you're going to get to hear me sing happy birthday to him at the beginning. So you want to go hear me sing, you can go hear me sing there. Yeah, the hula hands are sort of let's see, Graham Jones, I think it's a possibility. The reason why the bones had to disappear is because they were not her bones. Okay, right on, Ziggy. Dude shirt, dude shirt, dude shirt. Let's see here. Possibly only helps BD if Avery gets conviction overturned. Probably only, yeah. Well, it certainly would help. Let's see, Erekose, do you have received the last video of Dave B I send you in Hangouts? I've seen all of Dave's videos as far as I know. I didn't. I don't think I've seen one in Hangouts, Jerome. I don't think so. So do they not have the photos, bones, DNA? What exactly was the proof of murder occurred? Tell Paul happy birthday for me. I will have to crash by then. I love your voice, so I'll be there for sure. Thank you, Suzanne. He said one of his students said you were good because it takes talent to sing God Save the Queen. So as badly as I did, yeah, I know. That's Paul. He's peeing on my rug. That's what he does. I agree. Erekose has a very smooth voice. Thank you so much. Let's see. If the family requests it, then it is a much more streamlined process. Certainly. Jerome posted the video in Gen Pop in Discord too. Okay. Like I said, I think I've seen all Dave's videos, but I can go check it out. But I usually watch all Dave's videos. Thank you. And I wouldn't miss it for the world. You guys, jeez. That's my spirit. You're my hero. Russell Gatton, the body had been removed, so I didn't see the body, but I had to go through the ashes and smell the horrible smell. The Havering dude shirt. All right, thanks, Erekose. I gotta pass out. Yeah, and I gotta go ahead and shut this down now because I gotta go live with Paul here in a minute, guys. So you guys want to head over there, and check me and Paul out. It's Paul's birthday. We get to say happy birthday to Paul, and we'll see what else he has in mind. You know, probably some kind of havering of some sort. He remembers when rainbows were black and white. Oh, that's hilarious. You heard my singing in the last Capaldi video? Okay. Did I sing in a Capaldi video? Anyway, okay. Yep, you guys are all welcome. You're all welcome. So let's get Stacy queued up. Stacy's new one. Oh. Is it a studio version, guys? Hold on.
Power off.
Oh, yep, it is. Okay, can't play Stacy's new one, unfortunately. So, let me get back to here. And which one?
Power on. Connection successful.
I'll play I Think It Matters next.
Wisconsin can be so cold. The scales of justice can erode. If we accept lies big and bold, oh, we forget we live on Avery Road. We live on Avery Road. Should be easy to see. This could be you, could be me. We shouldn't sit by idly, accepting everything that we are told. I live on Avery Road.
Want me to sing a little?
I live on Avery Road. Avery Road. So let's keep talking about Avery. Yeah, let's keep talking till he's set free. Oh, you just listen, I think you'll see why it matters. It really matters. Put aside the documentary, the state's version of idiocracy. Oh, all their claims so blatantly get torn to tatters. I think that matters. I bet you heard about her last sweat, but maybe you ain't heard this yet. 19 more times the DNA that was left anywhere. else that day. I think that matters. I really do. I think it matters. An ex-boyfriend with a day planner page, and yet they did not investigate. And who knows why, and who can say why he was signed into the crime scene that day. I think that matters. I really do. I think it matters. About the barrel that once was seized, but then returned to the Averys. The bones were found the next day, but not one photograph exists of where they lay. I think that matters. I really do. I think it matters. I could go on listing things off, 80 more things. I just keep on singing these songs till Avery freedom rings. I said it matters. It really, I know it matters. It could be you, I think it matters. It could be me, I know it matters. Work with KZ, it matters. I said it matters. It really matters.
All right. Because I love Linda so much, and she wanted to
He's
hear it.
innocent. The day always comes if you're innocent.
All aboard!
Get on the train before it leaves the station. Wisconsin versus Avery, a complete fabrication. Get on the train before it leaves town. The truth train is coming, gonna run them down, run them down. And we all know Stephen and Brendan were blamed, but it does not take a brain surgeon to see that they were framed. And yes, we know what this was about. The civil suit settlement they did not want to pay out, want to pay out. And you may hear this song, or maybe you don't get it. I suggest you look up TikTok, Manitowoc on Reddit. There you will find trial transcripts, evidence files, and reports. And you will begin to fathom the corruption within the courts. And as you shake your head, because everything seems demented, you will find yourself in company of three on-bank judges that dissented. But don't you worry, you're not going insane. You just happen to sit down on Selner's True Train. Get on the train before it leaves the station. Final destination, inevitable exoneration. Get on the train before it leaves town. The truth train is coming, gonna run them down, run them down. Get on the train.
All right, folks. As usual, it's been a pleasure. It's great being here with you guys tonight. I'm glad we got to talk about, some more of the latest developments. You guys know the song and dance. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe, and we'll see you over on Paul's channel.